Hello, thank you for joining me. This is your full moon update for Sunday the 12th of March, the Virgo moon. If you want a more specific reading based on your sign, then please see my monthly horoscopes. But this is just a general reading and overview about the full moon and how it's likely to affect us. So this full moon has really affected me, and I'm really feeling it. I don't know if you are. I have my moon in Cancer, so I'm quite sensitive to these things, but I really think that this is a big one for all of us. There are a lot of themes of transformation and healing and self-empowerment that are coming through, and we're all being asked in some area of life to revolutionize the way that we conduct that part of ourselves, the way that we use that energy. And you know, this is going on all month. There's a lot of themes of inner growth and healing going on with Venus retrograde, with Jupiter retrograde. We're talking about inner growth, we're talking about inner awareness, not so much the going out there and doing, not for most of us, you know. There's a lot of stuff that's going on underneath the surface, and this full moon should hopefully help heal and bring some closure to certain things that have been going on with us. I feel like at the end of February, you know, we started to see that there was something in all of our lives, whatever area it was, but there was something in all of our lives that just wasn't working anymore. We had been coming up against the same obstacle time and time again, probably throughout 2016, and it started to reach a crescendo and culminate towards the end of February. And so March, we've been dealing with whatever the fallout was, whether it's our relationship with ourself, our self-love, whether it's our relationship with others, our relationship with our body, our relationship with our job, our relationship with our mental processes and our beliefs and how they serve us. How we creatively express ourselves, anything. We've all been coming up against something, and now it's becoming very clear that we need to revolutionize our thinking, and we need to heal whatever it is that's holding us back from living the life that we truly want to live. There's a lot of water energy going on at the moment, and that can be hard to navigate sometimes. You know, we've got the Sun in Pisces, we've got Neptune in Pisces as well, if I'm correct. Yes, we have. And this really amps up the water energy. It amps up, for those of you who might be psychic, spiritual, you know, you'll probably be getting very vivid dreams. The messages are very clear. You're feeling very connected to spirit. There can also be a lot of mental fogginess and confusion about where to go. And especially if you're somebody who isn't very much in touch with your emotions, you might be finding this time quite challenging, because it's really making us have to confront our emotions, and the normal ways of thinking aren't working so well. This is a great time for writing, journaling, meditating, going deep within, quiet time to yourself to reflect, and you know, spending time in nature is a really good way to ground this energy, because there's work to be done here on a really deep level, on, I want to say, a cellular level rather than a subconscious level, because this is, I feel like this gets to the real core of us, and we're being asked to do that work. And although it might seem tough, and although the way might not seem very clear at the moment, if we work with this energy, and if we heal whatever wounds it is, whatever patterns that it's brought up within us, this is an opportunity to really leave those patterns behind for once and for all, and to go into the beginning of the astrological new year, when the sun goes into Aries, to go into that feeling whole, feeling lighter, feeling as though we've dropped some sort of baggage. And it's a really amazing opportunity. And I really think that, you know, it's in everyone's best interest to try and work with it, although I know it is challenging. So what I wanted to point out is there are a few things numerology wise that have stuck out to me. So the full moon is going to be in Virgo at 22 degrees, and 22, the number 22, is a powerful master number. It's a number of success. It's a number of, it can turn dreams into realities. It's a very important number. So this to me means that there are some important healing going on here. There is, especially with its trine to Pluto, there is the opportunity to transform something, but on a practical level. And this is a nice thing because Pluto's in Capricorn, Virgo is in Virgo, the full moon is in Virgo, and we've also got Mars supporting that full moon, and Mars is in Taurus. So we've got earth energy, which is bringing in and grounding this watery, psychic, almost boundaryless energy. And we can bring it in and really ground whatever dreams it is that we've had develop, whatever desires that have developed within us from maybe seeing what we don't want, or whatever it is we feel that we want to transform about ourselves. There's practical inspiration that comes along on this day to help us and support us and to ground these dreams into reality. And that is really nice. That's really supportive, So this is about transformation. It's about self-empowerment. That's a huge one, I think, this month. It's really about self-empowerment. What can I do on a practical level to build new structures, or to bring whatever this thing is that I've been suffering from, that I've been coming up against, what can I do on a practical level to bring that to a final conclusion? And so I think that's really supportive, and the number 22 I think is really important there. We've also got 27, which has come up twice, because we've got a square between Saturn and Mercury at 27 degrees, as well as a square between Saturn and this full moon at 27 degrees. And 27 is about compassion. It's about, because you've got the numbers 2 and the number 7. So 2 is about working together, it's about cooperation. 7 is a very healing, teaching number. So together it's a humanitarian number. So this tells me that, once again, there's healing to be done, there's compassion to be had for ourselves and others, but a good way to get through this phase is, although you might be struggling with your one-on-one relationships, realize that everybody's going through a bit of a tough time, and try and work as well as you can with others. Try and be cooperative. Just go back to the basics, because like I said, it's a bit of a tough time. Go back to the basics. Be kind, be respectful, and be compassionate. You don't have to figure it all out now if it's a relationship issue you're dealing with. Trust that in time it is all going to become clear, and things will become more and more clear as the month goes on. But right now, just go back to basics. Go back to respect, compassion, friendliness, friendship, those kinds of things, and trying to cooperate and work together. And I think that's a really good way to get through this with harmony. The other thing is, 27, 2 plus 7 also equals 9. 9 is the number of completion. It's spiritual completion. It is universal spiritual law. It's enlightenment. It's karma. It's light work. And it's spiritual awakening. So this is another thing that tells me that the time we're going through right now is really important. If we work with it, there is the chance for us to raise in awareness. There is a chance for us to drop some heavy loads and lighten our load, lighten our beings, lighten ourselves, and lighten our bodies. Start working on a higher energetic level. And that to me is just amazing. I really feel like this is a very special time, and it's really affecting me. I'm really feeling it. So much so actually that I wanted to tell you about a dream that I had last night. I had a dream that I was living somewhere on the edge of the sea, and I'd just bought this funny little pink house from a priest, and this priest was explaining to me, we were standing outside of the house, and this priest was explaining to me, sometimes there are these demons, and I can't remember what they were called, something like manifestation philosophers. Weird, I know, that's what they were called. And he said they would rise up from the ground and they would tell him to prove that he could manifest, and tell him to prove his faith and this kind of thing. And I got the feeling in this dream that I was taking over from this priest. And as he was explaining this quite scary and weird sounding thing to me, all of a sudden everything went eerily quiet. There was a beach down below us. And I turned, there were people on the beach and everyone had just stopped. And they're frozen and just looking at the sea. And I turned and I looked towards the sea, and there was this huge wave, huge tsunami, just rushing towards us. and it was extremely frightening. And so I ran and ran and ran. I remember climbing up rocks and hills and all sorts, kept outrunning it. And then eventually I found myself in this huge cave. And I suddenly realised, oh my God, I'm trapped. And I looked behind me and this huge wall of water was coming towards me. And I thought, oh my goodness. And I just stood there and just braced myself for this water to just hit me and to die, basically. But what happened instead was really bizarre. What happened instead is the water never hit me. I never felt any pressure. I never felt any big kind of smack against my back. Instead, all of a sudden, everything became very peaceful, very quiet, and there was this blue, shimmery, not quite watery, but shimmery kind of stuff in the air in this cave. And on the far right, a big, big door, like a gateway, had appeared, and there was almost like a film in it, and it was this blue shimmering film. And I realised that it was a gateway. It was a gateway to somewhere I've never been before, somewhere special, quite magical, and it was a really amazing, strange and interesting dream. And when I woke up from it, I thought, you know what? This really explains to me the energies we're dealing with. You know, it feels like absolute pandemonium, it feels like mental confusion, it feels scary, it feels emotional, it feels like a lot of emotions to deal with. It might feel like death, it might feel like ego death in a sense, but if we can allow ourselves to be in it, it is a gateway to somewhere very special. I don't know where that gateway led to because I woke up just before I was about to walk through it. Damn it. But I just thought I'd share that with you because it was very apt. Right, so let me continue. Like I said, people who are in tune with their feelings, with their psychic nature, with their higher nature, with their spiritual nature, will probably be finding this a very inspiring time. We've got the Sun and Neptune still together in Pisces, so there are great, sorry, I'm just going to move this. There are great gifts there if you are artistic, if you are creative. You can really tap into some beautiful, like high energy, very inspiring energy. And for those of you who are channels, this is a very great time. You're probably getting very clear messages and they're probably coming in abundance. So I don't know whether to talk about the aspects exactly. I mean, there's a lot going on. There are a lot of aspects going on. I kind of feel this time that I'm not going to go too much into detail with the aspects. I'm just going to do an overview because there is a lot going on, but I think the message is very clear. You know, we will be getting freedoms, we will be getting feelings of wanting freedom. Uranus is touching on this full moon with the quincunx, and or an inconjunct, which however you want to put it, and that's making us want to change something, revolutionize something. So that coupled with Pluto and Mars and this full moon, we want change, we want transformation, and that's really supportive. The tension lies between ourselves and the outer world. I think there's a lot of people who are reconsidering their relationships. There's probably been a lot of tension between yourself and other, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's relationships. Boundaries have become a big thing as well. Lack of boundaries. Do you have boundaries? Whether it's boundaries with your finances. Do people take advantage of you financially? You know, what do you give too much? Themes of service will be coming up, and self-sacrifice and victimhood. And it's time, and I think we're starting to learn now, we need to place boundaries. We need to look after ourselves before we're able to look after anyone else. The time of the martyr is now done. We are living in Aquarius, the age of man, and it's about self-empowerment, and it's about knowing that the only way to help others, to uplift others, is to first uplift yourself. And so you have a duty to yourself and others to empower yourself, to step into your power and to heal the things within you that need to be healed. There can be, at this full moon, tensions. There could be some emotional coldness because of the way the full moon is squaring Saturn. There can be some tensions that are brought to the surface. Relationships could feel a little bit cold. They could feel a little bit restrained. Just try and have compassion. Just know that this is a process you're going through. It is going to get better. More clarity will come. Trust your feelings. Trust your instincts. and it might be hard to know whether to move forward with projects or things. I mean, we've had it ourselves. We've moved into a new home, and there's so much kind of fogginess, and there's so many things that are up in the air, and we're like, well, shall we just continue and decorate and do the things we need to do or not? The answer is yes. Go with what feels good. Try and carry on with the practical elements. Ground this energy. Like I said, there's earth energy supporting this. If it feels good, carry on. Even if there's a bit of confusion, carry on. If it feels good, do the practical things that will make you feel better. Sometimes the test of a man is how he, or a woman, is how he copes and handles himself in situations that are unclear. You know, and sometimes if you wait until you've got all the facts, it's too late. But you can always trust your instincts and your gut and your feelings, and if it feels right, just do what you can do on the practical level, just to bring some grounding energy to this full moon. One other thing I wanted to say was, and this is in support of what I was saying before about self-empowerment, Saturn in Sagittarius squaring Mercury in Pisces, to me, because Virgo rules this moon, and Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, to me that there's a need, or we have been building up to a need to face reality. Illusions have been slipping, whether it's illusions over how we relate, how we feel about ourselves, how we work in relationships, our job, whatever it is, how we handle money. We've had to face some sort of reality about ourselves and this issue, whatever it is that we keep on coming up against. The illusion is finally slipping. We're finally having to deal with reality, but this is a good thing, because how can you really move forward if you're not dealing with the reality of the situation? So that's just another thing I wanted to say, because that then goes back to self-empowerment. You know, once you have awareness, once you go, right, I see, I keep doing this thing and that makes that happen, right, well then you have the means to go within to address why, and then to do any healing you need to do, and then envision and believe in your desires and a better outcome, and then when you feel inspired, take inspired action towards that better outcome. So yeah, I hope that made sense. I really do. I really think this is such an important moon, and I have huge amounts of faith that if we can work through this, try and ground this energy, have faith in ourselves, and do the healing, connect to our higher self, connect to our inner child, all of those things, then those who do that work are going to go on to have a really great year. And I think that there will be unexpected gifts from the universe as a result of having done the work. Like I said, there's transformational energy. There really is. There is revolutionary energy. There are things that you might start as a result of this process that could turn your dreams into reality. So I really hope that you're all doing okay. Be kind to one another, be compassionate, and be kind to yourselves. And take care. I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, before I go, sorry, just wanted to mention I'm still running my competition. It's a reading giveaway. I'll put a link somewhere up here. And yeah, giving away 4 readings, and the competition closes at on the 15th of March. Just go to the link, and you can see on my site the different services I offer, decide which one you'd like, and enter your details and you'll be entered into the competition. And I'll be doing those readings over the next kind of month or so, depending on our schedules. So yeah, just thought I'd do that to introduce myself to the YouTube community. Alright then. Alright, take care guys. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.